Hello everyone, Treecks here. Welcome back to Metroid Prime. In the last episode we actually found ourselves a little bit of a space pirate base here in Phendrana Drifts. We were on our way in order to defeat the region boss, but we found out we were not able to actually get to him yet. So, in the meantime we actually took a little bit of a detour into another room and stumbled upon a space pirate base. They are actually doing some research over here. It's the whole reason why they are on this planet. What their exact plans are, or even what is precisely going on in this planet, we still do not know. But hopefully we are able to actually find that out right over here. And if we're lucky, they also have a bit of Choso technology with them in order to advance even further in this place. And I see you up there, Mr. Turret. For some reason it's always really funny to try to defeat these guys with the wave beam, like I mentioned last time. It will go completely haywire. It is a bit dangerous, of course, because of the shots going everywhere. But just make sure you're hiding behind something and it should never be able to hit you. But it still remains funny. Now, let's go get started. I've been talking about this for way too long. Now it's time to actually start doing it. Exploring this base. Oh, there's a force field over here. But luckily the switch in order to shut it off is right beside it. Entering Research Lab Hydra. There's plenty of things to scan here, so we're going to be here for a while, I can already tell. But first we need to actually take out all of the hostiles. Plenty of space pirates in here too. Make sure never to engage too many of them at the same time. Just do them one by one. Don't go too far into the room. Don't give them the chance to actually spot you. And that way you should be able to actually make it a one-on-one fight with all of these guys. And then they shouldn't be actually too difficult to take out. A wave beam is perfect in order to stun them momentarily, giving us plenty of time to take them out before they get the chance to shoot at us. Like this. Shoot them once with a charge beam, they will get stunned, giving you the chance to charge up another charge beam. And then with the second shot, they will go down. And remember, as long as the enemy music is playing, that means there's still more enemies in the room, so keep on looking until things quiet down again. You should be the final one, hopefully. Music returns to normal, we are done in here when it comes to defeating all of the enemies. But now it's time to actually work on the story. There's a lot of scannable consoles in here, telling us precisely what is going on here. Let's go get started. First log entry. Mining operations have begun near the crater, where Phason appears to be the most concentrated. Daily Phason yields have increased 44%, and our mining system becomes more streamlined as personnel and equipment flows increase. Several incidents of Phason-induced madness have been reported, prompting augmented life support regulations in the deeper chambers. Symptoms include loss of equilibrium, erratic respiration, muscle spasms, and in most extreme cases, hallucinations. A timeline reassessment for the refinery operation is recommended, as the material proves more unstable than initial analysis indicated. Phason. Is that the same as the Great Poison? It does sound like it, but apparently it's also really dangerous. Let's go read on. We have codified the newfound energy source as Phason, a V-index mutagen of which we have very little reliable data. Indications point to a meteor of unknown origin expelling Phason into the environment. This material appears to possess the power to mutate organic life forms sufficiently to withstand its poison. These mutations appear promising, with abrupt evolutionary leaps appearing in single-generation reproduction. Plans to establish a full science team on Tallon IV are being finalized. Yeah, it is indeed a great poison they're talking about. They are calling it Phason, a highly radioactive substance that is able to mutate organic life. What more do you have? Most terraforming and retrofitting of security checkpoints on Tallon IV is complete, but we continue to research the alarming epidemic of breaches by local creatures. Door records show no unauthorized entries, so we must presume the creatures are either slipping in undetected during daily personnel moves, or else finding their way in through subterranean tunnels. We have found many small breaches of this latter sort and plugged them wherever we can. but it is unlikely that we will ever achieve full extermination within our current timetable. Yeah, the indigenous life on this planet can be very dangerous, that we've already noticed ourselves as well. Here is another console. Let's go see what this one has to say. Our initial tests exposing Tallon IV's indigenous parasites to Phazon appear to be successful. Increases in strength, size and aggressiveness are common in all test subjects, as well as unforeseen evolutions like additional poison sacs within the abdomen and the appearance of a second ring of mandibles in several subjects. These creatures were chosen because of their resilience, and it appears possible that given enough exposure to Phazon, they may one day be able to survive on any planet we transport them to. Our methods will have to be refined, because we do have a 100% extinction rate after the 4th infusion period. And most survivors of the 3rd infusion stage are so violent and uncontrollable that they have to be euthanized. Even still, we remain hopeful that further experimentation will result in success. So that is indeed what they're doing here. They have also discovered this Phazon, the Great Poison as the Chozo call it, and are indeed trying to weaponize it by turning all of the creatures on this planet, or at least the ones that are potential, you might say, into biological weapons by making them stronger with this Phazon. Now that is going to be very bad news. Is there any more you can say?
Recording to logbook.
Research Outpost Glacier 1 in the Phendrana drift region of Tallon IV's mountains is operating at 85% capacity. Sub-zero temperatures have made the Metroids sluggish and easy to control, even those well into Phazon infusion cycles. Cold containment stasis tanks are sufficient for the juveniles, but some of the larger Metroids have been moved to quarantined caves for safety purposes. Security doors remain an issue, as malfunctions due to ice occur every day. Large predators in the wastes are also a concern, as they continue to kill personnel and breach secure areas. Unfortunately, it has become clear that our containment team cannot neutralize all of them without a fast increase in munitions and soldiers. Great! They also have Metroids here. And I don't want to imagine what will happen if they actually start experimenting with them in regards to Phazon. It's already bad enough they're trying to do it with the parasites on this planet. But Metroids, that is something you don't want to mess with. It is not very promising. I'm starting to get scared to actually go further in this place. But I'm afraid we have to. After a lot of reading, it's time to actually continue for a bit. Taking care of the stupid turrets over here. Making sure to always finish them off with a missile, since we don't have a lot of room to hide in here, so... Oh, hi there! You thought you were able to surprise me, weren't you? Let's go kill all of the personnel in here. All of the predators, and the Metroids actually breaking out is not the only thing that will kill you guys. I can do it too! You guys should fear the human in the Chozo suit. Okay, I see 2 more. So. And there we go. And that will activate the switch apparently. First, give me that missile and give me that health. There's some more. Back to full on everything. Now, let's go continue scanning. There's another console for a log entry over here.
Recording to logbook.
Let's continue. Scans of the spiral sector detected a massive energy spike emanating from a Wanderer-class planet identified as Tallon IV. Scout reconnaissance was immediately dispatched to the center of the spike. A landmass at heading mark 40.8.2, returning with planetary samples and atmospheric imaging. Analysis shows the energy source to be an unstable radioactive material of enormous potential. We are unable to form an accurate risk assessment at the time, but we are unlikely to find an energy source this powerful again. Analysis will continue, but currently Tallon IV appears to be a viable secondary headquarters. Interesting. This is actually the log entry that tells about the first discovery of Tallon IV by the pirates. They are not here for nothing.
Recording to logbook.
Next data. Phazon mining is underway. Several garrisons have been established and terraforming of the Chozo ruins is underway. Security systems are operational and science team continues to progress in their biotech research. The Phendrana drifts have proven to be an optimal location for research headquarters and will soon be joined by a fully operational combat base and starport. If Command's predictions are half true, we shall rise to dominance in this sector within a decacycle. Truly, these are glorious times. Well, it looks like after discovering Tallon IV, the pirates thought they were actually doing pretty well. Especially after discovering Phazon as a very good power source and of course bioweapon. Well, that seems to be everything we can scan in here for now. It is time to actually play the game for a bit. This is going to be the episode where there's mostly reading and a little bit of playing sometimes. But hey, that is also all important. There's no cutscenes in this game that actually tells them by itself. We actually need stuff like that in order to tell the story and actually understand what is going on in here. Oh, come on, get in there, Samus. I'm doing way too much reading. I don't know how to play anymore. But anyway, after activating both of the morph ball slots, a couple of spinners will activate at the bottom floor. 4 of them, in fact. And we need to actually unlock all of them. Let's see what this machine in the middle actually is. Let's go find out. Looks like some sort of projector, actually. And it indeed is. Seems to be a map of the solar system. And there's also an item up there, by the way. I think I want to grab that. But first, let's go check out this solar system. Because some of the planets we can actually scan for our research. And this planet in particular appears to be Zebes. Profile. Planet's crust is primarily earthic ore, making it ideal for subterranean construction. A class 19 planet, Zebes is unhospitable to most bioforms. The world was considered unremarkable until it became a base for space pirate forces. Yeah, and we all know why. However, there's another planet spinning around here. And that one is actually going to be the planet we are currently on. This is the logbook entry for Tallon IV itself. There's also some info here. Ecosystem studies indicate that Tallon IV was a biological paradise prior to the impact of an extraterrestrial object. What remains of the biosphere is slowly fading due to exposure to Phazon radiation. At current rate of decay, Tallon IV will be a barren class 13 wasteland in approximately 25 years. Yeah, it seems the Great Poison is indeed poisoning this planet in such a way that in not a very long time, this planet will be unable to sustain any life forms anymore. The planet is simply dying. It's very important that we solve this mystery of Phazon quickly. Try to save this world. At least what is still left of it. Let's go open up this room for a safe station that we can find in here. But right now I'm interested in you. At the top of this room we find the next item. And this one is going to be important because this is going to be our cordite killer we were looking for. The super missile. This powerful attack uses 5 missiles. Using the power beam, press and hold the A button to charge and then the X button to fire. Unlike in Super Metroid, the super missile is not a separate item as you can see. It is an add-on for missiles. We can actually charge the missiles now. And we can use 5 of them at the same time for a super powerful missile. Which is indeed able to kill pretty much every enemy with 1 hit. And also to break open cordite. However, finding this item is actually not going to be enough. We need something else before we actually move back. And besides, we want to know more lore. We are still not done actually checking out this base. But we also need 1 more item before we can return. Here in this outside area, the top of the tower. Remember, one of the hints actually talked about the tower in Phendrana Drifts. About the Chozo artifacts. That is indeed going to be this tower, but don't worry, we're not able to actually collect it quite yet. But I can mention, and this is indeed the tower that hint was talking about. And the tower is infested by pirates right now. Even a new type of pirates. After taking out the regular guys, you will find these new types of enemies, which are actually flying pirates. Arrow troopers, you might say. These guys can be a bit annoying, especially since they use homing missiles, making it difficult to avoid them. And stunning them with the wave beam's charge shot also does not work as effectively as with the ground troopers. Oh, yeah, and of course, they always suicide bomb you the moment you kill them. So also keep that in mind. But all with all, these guys shouldn't actually take too much trouble. It's usually pretty difficult to try to get rid of them without getting hit. And getting killed by them, but that's something we should be able to avoid. I can take a couple of hits. That's the whole reason why you want to have at least 5 health bars by this point. 5 energy tanks. Bye! And it seems that was it. Alright. That will give us access to the second laboratory. Research Lab Aether. And fun fact, Aether is actually the name of the planet where the second Metroid Prime game takes place on. That is a little fun fact for you. Perhaps we will also find a way there eventually. Perhaps that is also a game I have, Metroid Prime 2. But only perhaps. Let's go enter this Research Lab Aether. I already see a scan over here, so let's go check. Initial transfer of Metroids to Tallon IV research facilities has been completed. 3 were terminated at an incident at the landing site, but the others were pacified and transported safely. Initial Phazon infusing testing is underway. We are eager to observe the effects of Phazon on Metroids, especially their ability to absorb and process the energy given off by Phazon sources. Early research suggests a considerable growth in power and size. Whether the creatures stay stable thereafter remains to be seen. Let's hope they don't. Metroids are scary enough as they are. And it's not going to be a surprise. This is actually where they are kept. Here we can actually find the first Metroid of this game. The most scary creatures in the entire universe, as we know by now. These things do not deserve to exist. They are danger become flesh. And the pirates are even stupid enough to experiment on them. Perhaps I should actually release it. No, it does not work that way, but we can actually scan it, so let's do that. Here we have a Tallon Metroid, energy-based parasitic predator. And it actually released itself. Be careful with these guys, just like with other Metroids from the earlier games, they will actually try to suck the energy out of you. Just keep on firing at it and it should die. It's only an infant after all. We know these guys are just larvas. Oh, hello. The pirates actually break in here now. They noticed something was going up here. Let's go take every single one of you out. But then we can actually start reading some more. Ow. Whoever told you you had the right to actually hit me? That is not how you treat a woman. I do have a good vantage point over here on the walkway. But let's still go down. Try to find the rest of you. Bam! And that was it. Alright, let's go scan this elevator so we can go back to the top. And in the meantime, try to find more consoles to scan. Should be at least 5 more of these. New pirate data has been added to the logbook. Metroid dissection continues to provide more questions than answers. Our research teams have isolated the energy conduits that run from the invasive twin mandibles to the energy core in the creature's quadripartite nucleus. But the manner in which a Metroid actually extracts the life force from its prey remains an utter mystery. The victim does not lose blood or any other vital fluids, and yet the Metroid extracts energy. Identifying this energy is our central problem. It takes no physical form, and yet without it, the victim dies. We will continue to research this matter, as the isolation of this life-giving essence could be the key to our ascendance. Yeah, Metroids remain a mystery that you do not have to tell me.
Recorded to logbook.
Here's the next one. Studies of Metroid biology continue. Though with limited progress, it seems likely that we will be much more successful using the Metroids for our means, rather than trying to reproduce their powers. If they could be adequately tamed, we would have no need of a proper understanding of their metabolism. A small force of disciplined Metroids could wipe out entire armies, and once we find a way to shield them from cold containment weapons, they will be invincible. Furthermore, if we could then harvest the energy they've consumed, we would have a near limitless source of power at our disposal. Yeah, it's reasons like that that we much rather not have you guys experimenting on Metroids. But that we've already gone over in the first 3 games. Evil guys that actually start experimenting with such powerful creatures like Metroids, that is something we simply cannot have. Because indeed, they have the potential to become invincible bioweapons. And that is just way too dangerous. Here's another console. Let's go see what this one has to say. Confidence is high regarding Phazon applications. We know enough about Phazon now to begin combining it with space pirate DNA. Oh dear. The codename for this venture will be Project Helix. Preliminary studies indicate that Phazon infusion could produce radical new pirate genomes. Once again, oh dear. Benevolent mutation levels are high in current test subjects. Phazon madness is a concern, but refinements in the infusion process should reduce or neutralize the odds of mental degeneration. Great, they're also experimenting on themselves now. I don't know what I like more. Metroids being experimented on in regards to Phazon, or these guys doing it on themselves.
Recorded to logbook.
Next bit of data. The reconstruction of Geoform 187, codenamed Ridley, was recently completed. After his defeat on Zebes, Command ordered a number of metagenic improvements for him. Though aggressive, we were able to implement these changes in a cycle. The metamorphosis was painful, but quite successful in the end. Early tests indicate a drastic increase in strength, mobility, and offensive capability. Cybernetic modules and armor plating have been added as well. We believe our creation, now called Meta Ridley, will become the mainstay of our security force. A job he will certainly relish. Meta Ridley. Oh dear. As if things weren't scary enough in here. Our good old friend Ridley has been improved, it seems. But now it is time for us to actually say goodbye. After all of the scanning, a lot of time was actually wasted, and I think we are going to say goodbye to this episode for now. But anyway, thank you all for watching this most of all lore-based episode. We are going to continue exploring this place, doing a lot less lore and a lot more gameplay next time. But still, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Treecks out!